What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV. We back with another one. I see you guys are enjoying the 2024 projected starters videos. So we did offensive projected starters. The link will be in the description. Now we're going to do the 2024 projected starters for the defensive team. So let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know.
Once again, as I said before, I see you guys are enjoying the 2024 projected starters video as far as the offensive team. Now we're going to do the defensive team. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. I definitely appreciate you guys. That helps the video get out there to more and more people, man. But anyway, we're going to get right to it, so let's get to it. First on the list is Pittsburgh transfer defensive end Deon Hayes, 6'3", 265, transfer once again from Pittsburgh. Last season, he led the team, 10.5 total tackles for a loss. Also had 45 total tackles, 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hurries. He's 6'3", 265. He also played 4 seasons for Pittsburgh after signing with the team out of high school. He is bringing some much-needed defensive help to Colorado, especially in getting to the quarterback, being disruptive up front. The Buffaloes were ranked number 63 in sacks last season with 27, number 78 in defensive pressures with 139. I feel like his versatility and athleticism can definitely help them up front as far as their front seven. So I'm going to definitely put him at number 1 as far as starting. Next up, we have defensive tackle Shidi Nwango, 5'11", 290, from Houston, Texas. One of my favorite players to watch for the 2024 season. As you guys know, he did join the podcast this past spring. Definitely one of those guys I feel like can definitely help the defensive up front. He's 290, so he adds size and power. As you guys know, he's very strong. Comes to Colorado as an undergraduate transfer with 2 years to play one. Played in Houston. 40 games, 33 starts, including at least 6 starts in each of his 4 seasons. In 2023, he played 9 games, started in 6 with 25 tackles, 13 unassisted, a career-high 5 total tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 block kick. Had a season-high 9 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 41-39 victory over West Virginia. Definitely is one of those guys, like, as I said before, can get to the quarterback. Very excited to see what he can do for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is Shane Coates, 6'3", 275, from Dayton, Ohio. Comes to Colorado with very familiarity with the defense. Definitely is one of those guys, can bring a lot of experience to the defensive line. He was given the L on his jersey last season. As you guys know, that means the leader of the team. If Coach Prime hands you that, that means you definitely one of those guys, can definitely start. And I have high expectations for him for the 2024 season. Played in all 12 games in 2023, started in 9. After starting the first 8, he did not start again until the final game against Utah. He finished the season with 29 total tackles, good for second on the team for defensive linemen, 12 solo tackles and 1 pass breakup. His best game of the season was actually against Utah in the regular season finale with 9 total tackles, 3 unassisted. As a transfer, he entered CU as a graduate transfer with 2 years to play 1. Played in 22 games, started in 20, totaling 87 total tackles in high school, 14 for a loss, 8.5 sacks. Definitely somebody that I have high expectations for the 2024 season, and I feel like his experience would definitely help this front 4 when we start speaking about this new defensive scheme under the new defensive coordinator. Next up, we have is Samuel Okola. May mispronounce his name. 6'4", 245, sophomore. Brings a lot of youth to this defensive line. He is a defensive end. 247 Sports ranked him as the number 4th defensive lineman as of December 20th, 2023. Comes to Colorado as an undergraduate transfer with 3 years to play 3. Played in 15 games with 2 starts at Pittsburgh in his final 2 games of 2023. In 2023, played in 11 games, started in the final 2, recorded 18 total tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. The numbers isn't eye-catching, but he has a new defensive line coach, Warren Sapp, that can definitely help him get to the backfield. He has a lot of high potential. His best game against Louisville was 4 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble, which shows that he definitely have a lot of potential. He played in 4 games as a freshman against Virginia, Duke, Miami, and UCLA. 3-star prospect out of high school. Definitely have high expectations for him for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is Levante Bentley, 6 foot 230. He's a veteran linebacker, play on the inside from Birmingham, Alabama. Very durable, played in all 12 games in 2023. After starting 1 game against TCU, he did not return to the starting lineup, unfortunately, until week 6 against Arizona State. From then and on, he was a starter all the way through. He finished the season second on the team with 68 total tackles, 40 solo tackles, 9.5 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, good for first team. And you got to think about it. As I said before, he didn't actually really start until he played in this against TCU, and then after that he didn't start until week 6. So just look at the numbers when he was actually second in the team in total tackles. So imagine if he would have actually started all the way through. His breakout game came in his return to the starting lineup against Arizona State, where he set a career high in solo and total tackles with 7 and 11 respectively. That was along with 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and a pass breakup. I have high expectations for him for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is Trevor Woods. He also can play on the outside linebacker. He can play safety. He's very versatile. One of my favorite players. He's one of the very few players that stayed during Coach Prime first year at Colorado, 6'2", 205 from Katy, Texas. Once again, as I said before, he just comes with a chip on his shoulder. He's not one of the fan favorites, not the most athletic type of guy, but he gets the job done because he knows the game of football. Played and started in 9 games, missed 3 games due to injury, started 4 games at the inside linebacker position, recorded 42 unassisted tackles, 56 total tackles, third most on the team. Had 9 tackles, a forced fumble, an interception in the end zone against the season opener against TCU when they won 45-42. His career high total tackles was 12 against UCLA last season. He's one of those guys, as I said before, just knows how to find his way into making plays, find his way to getting playing time with Coach Prime. And I can tell you guys right now, he's definitely one of Coach Prime's favorite players on the defense side of the ball because he makes plays. Next up, we have is DJ McKenna, one of my favorite players to see for the 2024 season. He's 6'2", 190, sophomore from Colleyville, Texas. One of those guys that just shuts his side down, man. At Oklahoma State, he played in all 14 games during the 2023 season. Finished the season with 38 tackles and 5 pass breakups. He's definitely willing to come up and make the tackle, something Colorado struggled with last season. Had a career-high 7 tackles against Texas in the Big 12 championship game. Saw action in 4 games during 2022 season, playing against Central Michigan, UAPB, Texas Tech, and TCU. Has very long arms. It's one of the things I saw Coach Prime praising about with this DB right here. Now, he's going to have to get adjusted to the different defensive style. At Oklahoma State, they ran a lot of zone, a lot of cover 3, cover 2. At Colorado, they play a lot of man and press coverage, but I feel like he's definitely going to catch on very quickly, and he's a sophomore, so he has very good upside, which is why I have him my number 1 DB for the 2024 season. Next up, we have is free safety Cam Craig, 5'10", 185. He is senior. This is last round from Birmingham, Alabama. One of those guys can just make plays on the football. Reminds me a lot of Bob Sanders. Played in 12 games, starting in 10 of them. Played in 673 defensive snaps, so he's very durable. Recorded 32 unassisted tackles, 44 total tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and tied for the team leading with 3 interceptions. He logged the season high 9 tackles and an interception against in-state rival Colorado State. All of his interceptions were at Folsom Field, which was very interesting. As you guys know, he did play at Jackson State as well. Played the majority of his season at Jackson State, 25 games at Jackson State with a total of 111 total tackles, 10 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, 5 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, and 2 forced fumble recoveries. And yes, I'm very exhausted after reading those numbers. This kid right here can definitely play. I have high hopes for him for the 2024 season. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Next up, we have is Shiloh Sanders. Now, I have Shiloh Sanders to start the 2024 season, depending on his health status. As you guys know, there was some talks about his shoulder, so hopefully he will be able to play. As you guys know, this is his final season, 6 foot 195 from Canton, Texas. Very good playmaker, can definitely make plays on the ball. Finished the season starting all games last season. Missed one due to injury, my fault. He didn't play all games, but earned second team all Pac-12 honors from the Associated Press. He also earned first team all Colorado honors from the Colorado chapter of the National Football Foundation. Became the 9th defensive back in CU history to lead the team in tackles. That's 70. And also had a team leading 4 forced fumbles, 3 pass breakups, 1 fumble recovery, 1 quarterback hurry as well. One of those guys that's going to come down and knock your head off if you ain't careful. Definitely one of those guys I love to watch during the regular season. As you guys know, we do have a very good relationship. Good, bad. Sometimes it's good and bad. It don't matter, but he check out the channel. I always comment. I love me some Shiloh Sanders, man. It's not personal, but I'm always judging these guys. And as I told you guys before, this upcoming season, I will be breaking down film after each game, and I'm going to be calling out some of these guys. If they do good, I'm going to celebrate them. If they do bad, I'm going to call them out. That's just what it is. But you do not want to miss this channel this upcoming season, because we will be breaking down film after each game. But anyway, let's keep the train rolling. Next up, we have his two-way star, Travis Hunter, who don't need an introduction. Definitely the best player in the nation, in my personal opinion. Plays the most snaps, 6'1", 185, from Georgia. And some of you say Florida, but on the website they have him from Georgia, but he actually from Florida. One of the most dynamic players in college football history. Hunter successfully played both cornerback and wide receiver throughout the 2023 season. It remains to be seen if they're going to let him do the same for this season, or they're going to try to limit him, as some NFL clubs want to play in wide receiver. Then you have some that want to play in DB, or will Coach Prime use his networking and allow him to do both? So it remains to be seen how they're going to manage his playing style, because as we know, they don't really need him as much as they did last season than this season, because there's a lot of talent all over the field from offense and defense. He won the Paul Honoring Award as in the nation's most versatile player, a consensus first team All-American. I mean, I can go on and on for days, but I'm not about to do that because I will be very, very exhausted. But you guys know how definitely dynamic this football player is, and he's definitely going to start play whenever he feel like it. When he get tired, he's going to sit down. When he don't get tired, when he pretty much rarely gets tired, then he's going to be out there on the football field, and he's definitely the best player in the nation. But certainly not least is Preston Hodge, one of the fan favorites, can play in the slot. Very good DB. He's definitely one of the guys you want to watch. He's a veteran, senior, 6 foot 195 from Waxahachie, Texas. Definitely can play. He has a great eye for the football and enters Colorado as an undergraduate transfer with 2 years to play one. Played in 25 games, registering 60 tackles for Liberty, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, 13 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, and an interception. I feel like he's going to play more slot, depending on if they play a lot of nickel, a lot of dime, and things like that. In 2022, he played 12 games with 12 tackles, 3 pass defended. In 2023, he played 13 games, 48 tackles, 32 unassisted, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, 10 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble. He's the real deal, man. This kid got a lot of playing experience, and I feel like he's definitely going to be even more enthused with this upcoming season. He's going to have more and more chances to increase his playing experience for this football team, because he's definitely capable of making a lot of plays, and I have high expectations for him for the 2024 season. So hope you guys enjoyed my 2024 projected defensive starters video. If you guys agree, disagree, drop it in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Y'all ain't hitting that like button like you should, man, because this how I can get my video out there to more people. So if you support me, hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.